The chunky fella has returned to the beautiful, magnificent Piney River, the greatest of all the Middle Tennessee rivers. I'm here with Captain Redbeard. We are gonna do the Pinewood canoeing camp trip, except we're getting started a little bit earlier than they allow you to. We work something out with them. So we're gonna head after the smallmouth bass. It's supposed to be about 85 degrees. It was originally supposed to be partly cloudy, but now we're showing full sun, so we got the lopes on today. We're out to catch some bass. Stick with us and let's do it together. You have to try to finesse and power fish with the same rod. That's what I struggle with. Because everything's different, you know? Like when you go from power to finesse. Like what you're doing is almost like a mixture. I'd say it's finesse.
I'd say it's finesse.
Yeah. But it's moving and you're covering ground, which is a power trait. Now I feel like I should be recording this. I don't know, it's kind of a...
I think it's more finesse because while it is moving, I'm just letting it go with the current more so than reeling.
Yeah.
So I just want to keep it natural presentation versus like a whopper popper or a crankbait creating disturbance.
Do you find that
the split shot creates a little disturbance? If
yeah,
you know, if it kicks it.
But really it's just keeping it down. Yeah, I hear you. You got one? All right. Spotted bass or largemouth? Oh, nice. Redbeard is using the mystery bait. We don't disclose the mystery bait. I've never used it on the channel. Yeah.
That's right.
Last time I was going through here, I noticed that there are these areas that they kind of look like maybe sunfish, little kind of bedding. You know, I don't see it as much over here, but yeah, there's something going on there. We got some circles and all that. Anyway, I'm gonna try to go over here, and I suspect there's a fish over here. All right, hold on, fish. We got parked for a second. Oh. I said all that and then caught a smallie. Huh? Yeah. Oh. Oh, that fish I caught up there got stuck in this faster moving water, which wasn't enough to slow me down because it's just deep enough. I can go right over the top. And lost my rod, had to find my rod. It was a mess, but we're good now. Back to it. So I hooked into a fish and am now, I'm fairly certain I've since lost the fish. But I'm hung up on something. There it goes. Yeah, definitely lost the fish. Gonna go back to Down-periscope. And hopefully you'll be able to see some cool stuff right through here, because it is crystal clear water. I can't tell if you're able to see super well under there because the sun's still coming up, but I don't even know what kind of fish these are. Some of them are obviously bass, but I think those are few and far between so far. Not to say they're not here, they're definitely here, but I mean, you could go snorkeling right here. I mean, it's crystal clear for feet. I don't know if you can see that very good on the camera, but I mean, crystal clear. At roughly this point in the day, I managed to bend over to pick something up out of the water that I thought was an arrowhead. As it turns out, it was just triangle-shaped rock. So I bent over, reached down, picked up this triangle-shaped rock, and my battery fell in the water. So I lost my primary camera at this point, and what I do have is a lot of this footage, and you can see all the fish here. I mean, there, some of these, I mean, look at that. The little cliffs continue underwater. You know, the limestone is stacked up, and the cliffs continue. I think this is particularly interesting for my purposes because I'm always wondering what's under the water. And as you can see, this is what it looks like above the water, and you previously saw what it looked like under. But the life underneath the water was amazing. Look at these. I think they're called Picostomus. You know, little sucker fish. There were tons of redhorse. There's a Picostomus fish there as well, a sucker fish. They're like tiger striped, very cool. I particularly like this video because it's underwater and shows the reflection of the river floor. You know, at the tops, very cool. I think these were redhorse here, and I was hoping there might be a bass or large bluegill hanging out in there, but these fish, this is well underwater. This is not 3-4 feet. They're down there. They're probably, if I had to guess, 7 or 8 feet underwater. So the fish, actually, as I'm looking at them, appeared much larger than that. But, you know, I'm a fisherman, so that's the fish always appear much larger to me because I'm the one fishing. I did have several videos that I made similar to this that were just in going through a foot of water. I like the way, you know, it shows you how fast I'm actually moving with the current. And I think in some cases in these videos, you don't get a great idea of how fast you're actually moving. And then, of course, the light yellow, white sand, going through different schools of fish like this. I think I do again here in a second. There's a whole nother school here, if I remember. There they are. Just a whole school of them. And I just go down there with my little down-periscope down and try to catch whatever I can. And I mean, I'm telling you, this water, I mean, it was amazing. Now, that gives you an idea how deep we were. You can see the reflection from the surface of ripples where I put the camera in. That's how clear the water is. It's amazing. All kinds of stuff underwater. You know, there's a Pegasimus super close. I mean, it was just super, super clear this day. I think that's probably why we didn't catch very many fish, to be perfectly honest. They saw us coming. I mean, look at that massive school of fish there. There's a lot going on underneath the surface of the Piney River, and I noticed, you know, obviously we didn't catch a whole bunch of bass on the rod, or actually caught one other fish, but a total of 2 fish this day. Redbeard did better. I think he caught 6, but the truth is, there was no way to get in a position where you could surprise a fish. The water was very, very low, which means, you know, every fish is going to hear you paddling. Every fish is going to hear you put a paddle down or put a rod down or something of that nature. All these fish hear that. And if you spook them, you got no chance of catching them. So I, you know, when my primary camera got wet, or the battery got wet, I went ahead and just started filming underwater anywhere I thought was cool. And frankly, on this day, it was like clearest I've ever seen the Piney. And I mean, it was a really, really cool experience. So I pretty much cropped and put together some of the videos I thought were particularly cool. There are a whole lot more. Sometimes I think they're cool because it shows you what's above water and what's below. Sometimes, you know, it shows you a couple of fish or a school of fish like this. I mean, this looks like a bathtub. And I know it's only a foot of water and it looks like it's getting shallower, but it is just so clear, this river. I truly like, I think I might want to be cremated and put in the Piney River. I'm just afraid it might create a little murkiness for the rest of the fishermen. But very cool experience to get the camera underwater. And what's interesting is when you're filming all this, you don't really know what it's going to look like. You know, it looks clear, but in the past I've tried this and I'm like, well, it wasn't that clear. You know, you see how you can get a little bit of a tint to it. And I think I have a solution for that. I'm going to keep it to myself because I kind of, I might want to explore this whole down periscope thing a little bit more, but in other words, I don't want everybody else doing the same thing I'm doing. But I'm sure there are other people that have done this as well. I think it was particularly cool though because I built it into my kayak. I can pretty much, I mean, it's like I put down a periscope and just kind of float along if I want. Or, you know, pick it up and put it down. As you can see, I picked it up and put it down. I was always afraid, you know, if I hit a big rock or something like this, I might break something on the camera. I don't know. But you can see going through all this. I know for a fact there was one of these where I saw a crawfish jump out and dart away, but I couldn't find it again on the camera. I could see it from the surface though. But you see how the surface up above is reflecting the bottom? It's just so cool. Crystal clear. I don't know, it looks like an aquarium to me. And it looked that way from the top too. It looked like it was an inch deep and it was a foot. But I mean, all around, let me know if you recognize any of these fish first. Drop a timestamp part of the video. That'd be super. I'd like to know if you enjoy this type of content and if I need to do more of this. And then finally, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me again. We got some additional videos coming out. I built up a little stockpile, so I appreciate each and every one of you. Tight lines to you, and take care. See you soon.